Hello and welcome to the Brony Reviews belated Christmas
Hey, hold it right there.
What?
So all of a sudden, now we decided to change the intro, huh?
Hey, don't blame me, it was those other guys that started the trend. And besides, it's the winter season, I thought it made sense to change the intro.
Well, I guess that makes sense. So, let us begin. As you've probably guessed by now, we are taking a look into MLP Christmas Special, Hearth's Warming Eve.
And just like Luno Eclipsed, this episode of course takes place during a pony holiday, which is the equestrian equivalent of Christmas.
As it is now winter season, assuming we get this review out on time, we thought it would have been an appropriate time to have a look into this classic.
Oh, by the way, Juuso, how's the commander been?
Oh, he's recovering.
Soon my plan will work and I will be the greatest Brony ever.
And Fagin?
Thankfully, he's still stunned.
All is marching 10 by 10, then one went off to get some gin and the rest go marching down.
Anyway, without further delay, let us look into Hearth's Warming Eve. So the episode starts off with the main six riding the train to Canterlot.
I'm so excited, I feel like shouting.
Loud, Fluttershy, loud!
Fluttershy! Lower your voice a little bit.
There it is! Canterlot!
It's only a model.
So now the main six arrived in Canterlot and everything is looking rather festive and snowy. As it should.
I still envy you, Finns, and your pretty snow.
Ha! You Brits!
Bitch, shut it.
Let's play I Spy with my little eyes. I spy an 8-foot candy cane.
Twilight, that's not exactly how the game I Spy works.
Hang on a minute.
What?
8-foot candy cane, and judging by the age difference of the cane with Scootaloo, does this mean regular ponies are only?
Juuso, you're overanalyzing again.
Sorry.
My little pony, my little...
Thank you, Leo. So they have arrived at the castle and looks like a play of some kind is about to happen. Huh.
Hi, Derby!
Greetings, princess of Muffle! Oh, it still hurts.
Oh, put Derby back on the
Give
stage!
Derby back her spotlight!
Us to put on the most important play of the season.
Uh-oh.
What?
It's a Meriwether Williams episode.
What other episodes did she wrote? Ah, jeez.
I don't want every pony looking at me! Fluttershy, darling, there's nothing to feel nervous about. We're in the Canterlot pageant, the biggest, most important production in all of Equestria. A lot of ponies will come to watch us. A lot? Hundreds. Hundreds? Maybe even thousands.
Yeah, that's right, Rarity. Just made Fluttershy feel worse. And then the window to end all friendships opens, and an argument happens.
Thank you! Thank you! It's a reenactment of the founding of Equestria. It's not the Rainbow Dash Show. Well, it should be the Rainbow Dash Show.
So, then more shenanigans happen, such as Fluttershy with her stage fright, Rarity worrying about her look, and Twilight reusing an old voice clip from season 1.
Yeah, it is kind of weird that Tala didn't just re-record that line, but I think we might be nitpicking this a bit too much.
The Hearth's Warming Eve pageant is about harmony and friendship.
Shut the window!
Foreshadowing!
What was that?
Probably nothing. So then the play starts, and Spike, doing possibly the worst British accent possible, starts with the opening narration.
Well, ponies discovered our beautiful land of Equestria. Ponies did not know harmony.
Oh, we're actually getting a history about Equestria? Awesome!
And during this really nice history lesson, Spike talks about how unicorns, Pegasi, and Earth bunnies didn't exactly get along, and would only do acts out of bargaining. Yep, bargaining instead of friendship. Must have been the Dark Ages.
Ancient dark time, a time when ponies were torn apart by hatred.
So this land was Tumblr. Hey, do this, Tumblr! Tumblr happens to be my home, you my head! Oh god, he's recovered.
And what prompted the ponies to clash? 'Twas a mysterious blizzard that overtook the land and toppled the tribe's precarious peace. The normally industrious Earth ponies were unable to farm their land. Some of the Pegasi fared no better. The Pegasi were hungry. Even the unicorn's magic was powerless against the storm.
And then practically a civil war breaks out between the tribes. So then Spark talks about the leaders of these tribes decide to meet together to possibly sort out this matter. And they look and act just like the main six. Right.
Yep, this is politics in a nutshell.
All I want to know is why the Earth ponies are hogging all the food. Oh wait, you're right. It's us. Well, it's only because you mean old Pegasuses are making it snow like crazy.
Huh. Was Pinkie Pie force choke there?
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
And then the leaders continue to argue, blaming one another for this mysterious blizzard.
And then we see the main problem with this episode. The historical figures are too much like the main characters. I mean, it's really hard to accept that this is proper equestrian history when their personalities are getting in the way.
Well, it is possible, yet unlikely, that they could still be ancestors of the main six. Keep in mind, this was over 1,000 years ago before the princesses.
And the blizzard raged on.
And now the leaders have gone back to their homes, basically just moaning about how the other tribes refuse to help them, while talking to their assistants played by the other main six. Although, well, more like a main three in this case, in a way.
I was elected because I know how to think outside the box, which means I can also think inside the chimney. Can you think inside a chimney?
Oh, Pinky. I mean, Chancellor Puddinghead. Yeah, I'm starting to see what you mean, Juuso.
We must find a new land!
Now all the tribes are setting out for a new land, due to the mysterious blizzard making their current land uninhabitable.
Guess the Lich King is that again.
Cower before my terrible creations.
And while they're all searching for a new land, their normal personalities are still getting in the way. To the point where it's actually more annoying than funny.
Well, keep in mind, this episode was written by Meriwether Williams. She has a thing with making characters more obnoxious than funny.
There are holes in the map and... Of course! How else could I see where I was going? Yeah, Or talk! I need to be able to talk! I mean, how would we survive if I just suddenly shut up?
Chancellor Puddinghead, I think you've just explained the thinking process of internet trolls.
The pudding brains.
I agree with Puddinghead on this one. You can't survive by being silent. Your opinion must always be heard. And
Silence you! Oh, it still hurts.
no, you should. Ah!
But seriously though, was the Chancellor of the Earth Ponies really this stupid? And before any of you say, it's just in Pinkie Pie's character, this is not supposed to be Pinkie! This is supposed to be an equestrian historical figure. But then again, I suppose she's no more stupid than most politicians.
Now the leaders have discovered the new land, admiring the scenery and giving the land their own unique names.
I proclaim this new land to be... Pegasopolis! In the name of the unicorns, I hereby dub this land Unicornia.
Hasbro. Make a theme park with these!
The air, the trees, the dirt. This dirt is the dirtiest dirt.
Oh my.
Not again!
In the name of the Earth Ponies, I think I'm gonna call this new place, Dirtville. How about Earth?
Earth? Who would name a land like that? That's dumb.
How silly. And then they all discover that the other tribes have already made it to the land. which then proceeds to them arguing and even declaring war on one another.
And while they keep bickering, the storm seems to have caught up with them. And it seems that the storm only appears when the ponies argue, which for some reason they haven't figured out yet.
As I said before, they're no more thick than real politicians.
Instead of beautiful, it was blizzardy. Instead of wonderful, it was wintry. Instead of spectacular, it was snowtacular. Instead of...
We get it! Move on!
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it!
Then it turns out in order to survive the blizzard, they have to share a cave in the mountains. And, of course, they still don't get along.
Please, Commander, could you just stand back and give me my royal space? You see this invisible line?
Yes, Rarity, I do see that line.
They keep arguing some more, while drawing more lines to keep the others away, while the main 6 personalities are still getting in the way, making it more difficult to believe these were actually leaders from equestrian history.
And even after the blizzard proceeds to trap them in and freeze the whole cave along with themselves, they still can't get it through their thick heads that their arguing might have something to do with this.
Earth ponies are numbskulls!
Pegasi are brutes! Unicorns are stuff!
I was chosen today!
Kill them all.
Okay, that animation was just awesome. And the sound design, ooh, is it good. But what were those creatures anyway?
They must be Wendigos. They're winter spirits that feed off fighting and hatred. The more hate the spirit feels, the colder things become.
Then this is our fault.
Well, at least they were able to figure it all out! But then, as they are about to freeze to death, they actually start getting along and admitting to liking each other instead of their leaders, therefore weakening the Wendigos.
No matter what our differences, we're all ponies.
Just to prove that magical friendship can defeat any...
So wait a minute, they're saying hate spreads cold but love thaws?
Why does that sound familiar? So then they all get along some more, and the leaders start thawing from the ice. And even they start to learn a lesson in sticking together instead of letting their differences get in the way.
The 3 leaders agreed to share the beautiful land and live in harmony ever...
Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it!
What is it?
How they can have 2 sisters in their flag? Spike clearly explained at the beginning that they weren't even around at this time period. They came after the 3 tribes.
Whoa, Juuso, chill. This episode's almost over. So as the episode ends, they all start singing the Hearth Carol, which I do have a very mixed opinion on.
Knowledge drift apart, the quarrels arise, their numbers are few. Laughter and singing will see us through.
Well, on my first viewing of this episode, I would say I really didn't like this song much, but now actually really like it. It gives the nice Christmassy feels.
I'm not so fond of this song. I mean, I don't know why, but this song just sounds very bland to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't hate it or anything, it's just nothing particularly special about it like the other songs.
That Princess Celestia chose us. She must really think we exemplify what good friends are. Applejack, I thought you closed all the windows.
Don't blame me. Rainbow Dash should have flown up there and shut it. After all, she's got wings.
Why do I always have to do all the high-up chores? Stop fighting! You know what? I got it.
Moral of the story. Moral of the story. Don't argue with others, or demons will freeze you to death.
The Iceman cometh.
So that was Hearth Swarming Eve. What are thoughts about it? Well, when I first watched this episode, I didn't really like it that much. But it's kinda grow on me a bit. I loved how this wasn't a typical Christmas episode and was indeed more of a history of how Equestria was founded, which was pretty neat. Also those Wendigos. Oh, they were so awesome and creepy. So yeah, I really enjoyed this episode.
As for me, I think this episode is just okay. The thing that bothers me the most about this episode is with the historical sequences. The personalities of the main six really go on the way, and to me was actually quite annoying. I mean, either these tribes just happen to be ancestors of the main six, or they just coincidentally have the exact same personalities. But I will admit, at least the Pinky jokes were somewhat funny, even though it wasn't supposed to be Pinky in those scenes.
Yeah, I also have to agree on that. And the leaders also were way too thick-headed. At least their support were more level-minded and reasonable, but I really like the outfit designs of the tribes. Like the Pegasi being Romans, Unicorns being medieval, and the Earth Ponies being Elizabethan.
Now, I know I bashed the writer Meriwether Williams earlier in this review, but I just want to point out I have nothing against her work. She's done some good work for shows such as SpongeBob and Adventure Time. I'm just not a fan of her MLP episodes, with the exception of Bats. I mean, for some reason, the majority of her episodes tend to be my least favourite, mainly due to the characters being either very annoying or being complete dicks. But overall, I think this episode was okay. Not terrible, just okay.
Alright! And, well, I hope you guys will all have a great winter season time and see us on the next video.
I was frozen today. I was frozen today. I was frozen today. I was frozen today. I was frozen today.
Okay, that's another review done and over with. Ooh, a quest. And it's for a fan film. Interesting.
Boo! Boo! Give Derby back her How hard is it to scream Spotlight?